Hey guys, how you doing? It's your boy HarryWilmington here, back with another episode of Harry Dating Convos. And on today's video, we're going to be answering a question that I got in my comment section from a guy that just has a simple question he thought it'd be worth asking. And so, if you have a question you want answered on one of these shows, you can either leave a comment somewhere under one of my videos, or you can write to me at harrywilmington@gmail.com and I'll answer it on one of these videos. Also, check out harrywilmington.com for more education from yours truly. So, this guy's question, he says, I know in dating, it's best to let the cat wander and come back. This is in reference to when you're dating a woman, women are like cats. You have to let them come and go as they please. You can't try to just make them stay around you or force them to like you because they want to have the freedom of choice to choose you, and you taking that away makes them want to fight back. So, he says, what if she's dating you, but also seeing an ex who usually has the upper hand? Will she get used to having the best of both worlds? If the ex is doing things right, you're doing things right, and the other orbiters are in the running, what is the best thing to do? Hang out, have fun, and hook up? That's a Corey Rain reference. In a perfect world, we would like to have the girl not be with an ex, and it can also make them wishy-washy, but let's say she's on the verge of letting him go. How do you dominate this? Thanks in advance. Well, thank you, God, for your question. I'm going to go bit by bit through what you've written me here to be able to give you some clarity. Now, to start off with, you start off by saying if she's dating you, but also seeing an ex. As I've talked about on this show before, I do not believe that men should be dating women that have exes in the background. So if I were to meet a woman and she were to tell me, oh, I'm dating you, but I'm also still seeing my ex who we broke up, but we're still in conversation with each other, I would already be out. I don't believe in this thing of trying to allow a woman to put me into a dating contest with a former person that she previously dated to see if I can win her over enough to get rid of all the feelings she had about the ex. That is not a thing that is worth doing. It is a waste of your time, your energy, and your effort, and the time you'll spend trying to prove to her now that she deserves to choose you over him. You could be going after other women who are unattached or don't have feelings about a current ex that would pay you more attention and not put you through this contest. The reality is, if she has an ex that she's still communicating with to the point where she almost considers that she's dating you and him, then that really says how much of her feelings are still left over about that ex, and that's going to complicate things. I don't believe in adding complications to your dating life. And if a woman's already telling you, hey, here's this complication that I'm throwing in, it is not your job to say yes to that. Because at the point that you do, you are now agreeing to her terms about being willing to still date her, knowing that she's also regularly hanging out and doing other things with her ex. So if this were me, I'd already be out. I don't have time to deal with this kind of crap. I have other things to do. And there are other women out there that are unattached that are ready to take me seriously. So that's the first thing. That said, he says, if the ex is doing things right, you're doing things right, and their other orbiters are in the running, what's the best thing to do? So understand that when women have orbiters, most of the people that are in her orbit are not guys that she finds attractive. Like, they're in her orbit because they give her attention. And even though she's not dating them, they will still be willing simps that are going to get her gifts or help her build a shelf in her house or be there for her in other ways or be her personal therapist. But those aren't guys that are actually considerations on her roster. So you don't have to worry about those guys. You have to worry about people like the exes or people from her past that she's dated that she's still around that could potentially be guys that she ends up going back to or giving you the speech of, I just can't decide. It's so hard. I don't want to break his heart. Again, if a woman's highly interested in you, those exes, that would not even be a question. She would have no problem getting rid of those other guys and those exes if she had high interest. So all this goes back to having high interest. When women are highly interested, all their moves are going to be things that allow you to see unequivocally from her end that she has no other entanglements and the only thing she's focusing on is getting with you. So you have to ask yourself, would a woman that has high interest be holding an ex in the background, knowing that it could risk her chances of losing you? Only a woman that doesn't have a high interest would not care if she did things that could cause you to walk away. So this goes back to this woman is not highly interested enough to make that kind of decision about her ex. Thus, she'd already be out. Now, you say here, in terms of her situation, is this the kind of girl where you should just hang out, have fun, and hook up? Which, again, is a thing that Corey Wayne says on his stuff very often. But these are not the kind of women that you have a commitment to. Any women that are still seeing other guys and have attachment to exes, if they're willing to hook up with you and you're like, you know what, I don't care if this doesn't go further than us hooking up, then I say you could totally do that. I would not take this into the realm of potentially being a relationship until she got rid of the ex. It doesn't seem like she's doing that right now. So you have to be aware that if you decide to go that route of, well, she's with her ex, so I'm just going to hook up with her, that you could catch feelings and be more annoyed later on when she ultimately chooses the ex. If you can set yourself up to say, you know what, I'm just good for the hookup. It is what it is. And in the meantime, I'll see other women. Then I say, you're a grown person. You make that decision. If that's what you want to do. I just know more often than not, as a guy, you're going to catch feelings. The hookup's going to be really good, the best you've ever had. And you're feeling all these connections on other levels in addition to the physical stuff. And when she doesn't choose you, there's a potential there to be devastated by that. So just if you're aware of that going into making that decision, then you can do whatever the heck you want to do. Continuing, he said, in a perfect world, we would like to have the girl not be with an ex. Well, it's not about being in a perfect world. Women that have high interests will not keep the ex in the background. And a woman, here's what I find. Women typically only keep around exes if the ex is the one that dumped them, because it's a hit to their ego and they probably still actually have feelings for that ex. So they're keeping the ex around now, hoping that if they maybe spend more time together, if she's able to hook up with him the right way or do more things for him, or maybe he had things about her that he wanted changed. And at the time, she wasn't willing to do that. And now she's trying to see if she can make those changes and if they would change his mind. Then if that's the thing that's happening, then unfortunately, you're not going to get out of the situation what you want. So again, but that's why women will stick around if the guy's the one that did the dumping more often than not. Or it could be a case where maybe she dumped him and was trying to use it as a way to try to get what she wanted, and then was completely surprised when the guy was like, okay. And now she's like, oh crap, I didn't mean that. Now I got to win him back. But he's being difficult about it because he heard that I broke up with him, and now he's afraid to get hurt again. And now I got to prove myself to him more that I'm not going to be that kind of girl anymore. But in the meantime, there's this other guy that's treating me really well and giving me attention. And so now I got to be all confused about stuff. Again, I keep my dating life very simple. When women have a high interest in you, all they want to do is be around you. They're not keeping around these extra complications, and you will be surprised, or rather not surprised, at how easy things will be in the dating sphere of things once you come to understand that concept. So he says, obviously being with the ex, he said, and it can also make them wishy-washy. It's not being wishy-washy. And this is where I try to teach you guys about not staying in the land of maybe, because wishy-washy women are women that are giving you maybe answers. These are the kind of women that will say yes to a date one day, and then the next day, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about things. And I'm suddenly too busy or whatever, right? Women who have high interest are never wishy-washy. And if you have not experienced dating a highly interested woman, then this could sound confusing to you because you're buying into all these lies that women have put out there about about women that women have put out there, and that TV shows have put out there about the woman that has two guys and, oh, she can't choose. And in reality, it does not work like that. In reality, if she had two guys in front of her and she was trying to make a decision, the one that she had the higher interest in would win. Or she would keep both chumps around, knowing that she's only really highly interested in one, but maybe the other one is, again, building her furniture, babysitting her dog, being there psychologically for her when she's going through a situation, and she likes that, while this guy over here is what she really wants and wishes that this guy would do all the stuff this other guy does, but he doesn't. But he hooks up with her really well, and he has all the stats that she wants, aside from some of the more emotional things, okay? But rarely is it hard for a woman to choose between two or three guys. Whichever one she is spending the most time with that's the guy she wants. Women vote with their feet. And so if she's not spending more time with you and she's being wishy-washy with you, that means she's not being wishy-washy with someone else. And so therefore she actually likes that guy more. And whether or not she can verbalize that to you, or she feels as though it's going to hurt her feelings, so she doesn't want to, all we care about is the end result is she's leading you on and she's not spending time with you. She's spending time with the ex, which again is why it's a bad idea to keep exes in the background. And then he says, but let's say she's on the verge of letting him go. How do you dominate this? And my answer is you don't. Like, again, you're not trying to stick around and negotiate your feelings and her feelings for her to convince her to stick around. That has rarely in the history of foreverdom worked. Okay. Again, women, you have to give women enough freedom to be able to make decisions of their own that they feel they want to make. And that includes being with you. So you cannot stand there and be like, well, she has her ex here, and so I have to do extra things to make her feel better things for me. You know what I found the most effective strategy has been for that? Is if a woman comes to you and says, well, I mean, I can't decide because my ex is back and blah, 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 blah. My response blanket is, okay, well, then go figure that out. Like, I would like to date you. You clearly have some hangups and some things to resolve, or you may still like that guy. So you go handle that, and I'm going to be over here. And if you decide that you want to get rid of that guy and I happen to still be available, then we can talk then. But I'm not going to stick around and knowingly know that you're still going to your ex, talking to your ex, hooking up with your ex, kissing on your ex, spending date nights with your ex, trying to have conversations about what this looks like with your ex. Like, I don't need to be waiting in the wings. And see, that gives a signal to a woman that you have no other prospects. We don't need you giving women the impression that you don't have any other women out there that want you besides her, because that still adds a layer of pressure to her. So you let them free. Hey, you know what? I'll make this easy. You go figure out things with your ex. And once that situation is handled and he's no longer in the background, then we can talk. But until then, I'm going to be over here, because she has the choice to do whatever she wants in the situation. But you have the choice to either stick around and wait and hope that it resolves itself, or if you have the modified mindset of a guy that understands there's an abundant amount of women out there, many of which would actually date you, then you will not stick around for the crap that she's trying to put you through. Or sorry, you're not going to stick around for the crappy scenario that you're going to allow her to put you through, because this is all about what your decisions are. And your decision to stick with somebody that has an ex, it has consequences, and you're going to want to blame her, and it's your fault for agreeing to the terms of that situation by sticking around for it. So you have the choice to say, that situation's not for me, and I'm going to assume there's other women out there, and you get out of that. And too many guys, unfortunately, don't think that there are other women out there. But I can assure you, dealing with a woman that has an ex in the background, you're rarely going to win that journey. And then even if she decides on you, she's going to be behind your back, sneak texting the ex, or he came to my house the other night and I didn't know what to do. And then he ended up in my place and in my bed, and oh my God. And again, those are scenarios that you're setting yourself up for if you agree to those situations. Like, if a woman's coming forward and saying, I'm dealing with an ex, why are you even considering this woman? Because she's pretty, she's got the curves you like. There are other women out there, they have curves and pretty smells and long hair and all this other stuff. Like, you ain't got to keep yourself in a bad situation. So hopefully, guy, this answers your question. And for the rest of you, like I said, if you have any questions you want me to answer in one of these videos, you can write to me at HarryWilmington@gmail.com or leave a comment below. And if you want to get a real leg up in the dating world, I highly recommend you go to HarryWilmington.com, check out my ebooks like Stop Losing Women or Texting Like a Boss, or you can sign up for one-on-one coaching. And of course, you can join my Get Girls Academy, which has a slew of programs that are designed to help you unlock the key to successful relationships with women. You can check all that out at HarryWilmington.com. Like this video, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Hey there, thanks for tuning in to Harry Dating Convos. Don't forget to visit HarryWilmington.com to download my free ebook, Texting Women Like a Boss. And while you're there, if you're ready to take things to the next level with your dating life, check out the Get Girls Academy membership program for exclusive strategies and live coaching. Go to HarryWilmington.com to learn more and join today. Lastly, if you've got a question you'd like answered on one of these shows, leave a comment below or write me at HarryWilmington@gmail.com. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.